Okay, to start, let's look at AeroVironment. This is AVAV. And if you're not familiar what this company does, they build drones to Ukraine. That's a big portion of their profit since the start of the war. And the stock's actually up like 400% since 2022. That's when the war originally popped off in Ukraine. If we were to go back to that level, it is going to be right over here, right? So the stock has really enjoyed a nice run all the way up to 230 from 60. So there's a lot priced in here based on the Ukraine war, and we know those developments, if you've been keeping up, it looks like we might get a ceasefire. Certainly, Ukraine is not going to be getting the same amount of funding they were under Biden. So that's going to affect this company. And if you were to add the uncertainty to those cash flows for this company, that big significant portion of the increase of their market value as a company is tied to the Ukraine war, the uncertainty around their business is going to really cause this stock to reprice lower, especially given it's up 400% on the back of the Ukraine war. Now, what you look for based off that narrative, right, is a breakdown of technicals, and that's what we're getting here in AVAV right now. It happened on February 13th. I took a position knowing ultimately that Trump, wanted to possibly get a ceasefire here, right, with Russia. He campaigned on that. So I've been watching the stock. It's broken down on light volume, which is very encouraging if you want to make money as this stock falls down, because what that's saying is that there's not a lot of buyers. And I could be confident in saying that because we're below the chandelier exits on the daily of 165.38 as of Friday, which is my white line there. I took the position here short with 3 puts the past 2 days, so I've been adding to it. Originally, when we broke down below the chandelier exit, I added here, and then I added here again. And as you can see, the stock's been falling, and the volume has been decreasing, but we're still getting a lot of range in every given trading day, right, on lighter volume. So the stock is not getting support, and I can also tell that based off where we were previously over here, where we had more volume at support, right? And then we had this breakdown. It touches support here at 150.50. And I find this support, and I know it's good support and it's accurate, not just based off the daily. So one way, if I want to find where support is long term, looking out on the moves that we've seen, I could tell you that I go to the monthly here for AVAV, and I look for support, and that's going to be on this monthly candle for December. And I could tell that support given that the amount of volume we had in that month. So there's going to be a lot of interest here on the low of 150.50 in December. And I think we're going to retest that because in December, the Ukraine war wasn't done yet. It looks like we could be coming to some sort of a resolution here. So the stock is going to continue lower, and we could tell based off what we're seeing here on the monthly chart that looks plausible, right? So let's go ahead and look at the momentum, and I'm going to use my 4 tabs here. Here are the parabolic SARs. So I use this tab just to see what the SARs are doing, and I want to see them above price. So these white dots above price just means that near term on the daily chart, you should expect weakness. But I want to see more confidence in that, right? So I could go to the weekly chart. That's more time frame, or a longer time frame, excuse me, and that's going to give you more data and more conviction. And you can also see here the SARs have reversed, and have reversed since November of last year, right? So that's a long time for these SARs to be reversed given off where they've been historically. So this SAR reversal was less than this one, right? See, we have more of an extended period here. So more momentum to the downside than we've seen in previous years, right, on the weekly. And then you go to the monthly, check this out. Now, we've already looked at this, right, but look at that SAR reversal only 3 months in after having the SARs being beneath price, which is bullish, for almost 3 years, right? So this is a trend break. That's notable. Now we go to the daily. This is a different tab. So this is going to be looking at your Keltner bands, and we see a breakdown right here. So this lower band, when you get a breakdown it's pretty notable. And then when you stay outside the band, you should be pretty confident that the trend is going to continue in that direction, right? So again, a momentum breakout. I call this a throw, because when you're outside of these pink bands, the stocks can really get going, and momentum can be really favorable. We also have this blue line, which is the 20 exponential moving average, and you have a quick reversal here. And what's notable about this reversal is where it happens in the Keltner band, right? So when this blue line is near this lower band, that actually tells you there's a lot of upward momentum and strength in the stock. But if the 20 EMA reverses while it's in this kind of strong position, that shows you the market was a bit surprised or unexpected event, and that's the news with Ukraine. So the market was pretty confident in an upward trend here, and then you get your reversal, and you're instantly outside of Keltner band within days on light volume. And you also got a declining RSI. That's very encouraging if you want to short the stock. Look at momentum breaking down. Here's your 50. The yellow line right here is your 50-day momentum, and that has just reversed. So I'm looking over here at the yellow, right? This is going to be your 50-day simple moving average, right? So look at this number right here. So this is Thursday and then Friday. Now let's remember what happened last week. The stock broke below its chandelier exits, right? And then you also gain that decline in long-term momentum. So that shows you that there's staying power here to the downside. In addition, there's a lot of conviction here on this tab. If you look at your on-balance volume, your 20 period SMA, that's going to be this blue, that's reversing, as well as long as with the on-balance volume for the 4-day or the 4 simple moving average, and as well as your daily on-balance volume. Look at your CADO, this is supply and demand down here. That's also turning negative. And then you got your chalk and money flow indicator. I like to use this to tell me where I am in a trend, if I'm at the beginning or the end. And when I see this get extended down to this 35 level, that generally tells you the move might get exhausted. But not every time you have to know when to use it, right? And I think this is a great time to use it since we're breaking down on all these levels. Here we have moving or measuring the strength of the move. And here you're looking at your ADX. This is also bearish, right? You got the red line. That's going to be above your index, which is your non-directional index here, which is increasing, that orange line. You got your green line now just crossed below the index line. So that's bearish. Here's your negative volume index. So this is telling you that the stock is moving lower on lighter volume, which means there's not a lot of buyers, which is a strong move to the downside. And here's your positive volume. So when you see this go down, that means you're going down on heavier volume, which means you're meeting resistance, and we're not seeing that right now, but it is weak, right? So that's also trending lower, so that's favorable. MACD also lower. And then your relative vigor, that's also favorable to the downside. So given all those conditions, right, when you're looking back, there's a lot of conviction here to stay short. And again, my exit is a close back above my entry at 165.38, and I'm in 3 puts. So that covers AVAV. And we'll see how, coming this week, how this stock plays out.